Welcome to Backstage with Geoffrey Morrissey. I am your host, Geoffrey Morrissey. Today I am joined by Ann the Kids and Little Dog, the sort of unofficial member. And then would you all just introduce yourselves to our listeners so we can keep track of the voices?
Hello, I'm Rebecca Lassapanero.
This is what Hannah sounds like.
That's awesome. Perfect. Well, you guys, it's Halloween when we're recording this. I love Halloween shows because they're always so much fun. So tell me a little bit about maybe your favorite costume as a kid or some Halloween candy that you always look forward to.
I love Reese's.
Same.
I love Reese's. So good. I always look forward to that.
I love candy, but I just went to the dentist, and so I'm trying not to eat sugar anymore. It's not going well.
Halloween's getting old. No, one of my favorite costumes that I did, I was just talking about this earlier, was I was a narcoleptic taxi driver.
Oh.
Which would be pretty scary to be in a taxi car if somebody kept falling asleep, right?
Seriously?
I thought that was pretty scary. Horrors. Was
the only costume I can remember myself being right now as a child was a Patriot, like a football player.
I was just going to say, like the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably because that's all I can think about right now.
Well, it's a good one, nevertheless. And you're sewing a costume right now, Hannah, for our friend Little Dog here.
Yeah, Little Dog.
And then so is it supposed to be a matching hot dog? That's correct, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then, Rebecca, you'll be donning the hot dog outfit.
Yes, I will be a hot dog.
And how did you get the pleasure of in sort of deciding this? Did you volunteer? Were you assigned it? Did you lose a bet?
Well, the other night we went to a show and we were informed at the show that it was actually a Halloween dress-up party. This was about 3 days ago.
Oh.
And so we didn't have any costumes, and so a friend ended up bringing me a hot dog costume to wear. Mm-hmm. And long story short, I had a bad show. The hot dog costume kept getting in my way, and so this is me trying again.
Trying again.
I'm trying to overcome the hot dog costume.
Well, exactly. I think it will go well. And then again, you'll have Little Dog right there with you with the awesome outfit as well. I'm always so amazed that you guys bring this dog out on the road. How do you guys keep a pet sort of like in the tour with you?
It's a lot easier than it used to be because now we're lucky enough to have screen rooms a lot of the time. But before, we couldn't really bring him because, it was just too loud. But now we can bring him in the green room, so we're lucky for that. Mm-hmm. And people have grown to expect him and love him now, and so I'm always surprised. But it's great. He really doesn't mind the car.
Wow, that's such a benefit. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping that Little Dog was going to be joining us, and so I'm very happy that he is. And then Friends Share Lovers, the most recent release that y'all had, you've had a little bit of time now to sit with it and think about it. So when you look back at that record, what are aspects of it that you're like really proud of or things that you might want to improve upon for the next one?
We're thinking less reverb on the next album.
Less reverb? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to the first album, too. I was like, wow, that's a lot of reverb. But I think we were just, a little shy and trying to, maybe cover stuff up. But I do love reverb. But,
So maybe we're thinking more reverb, actually.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't know. We're actually going towards... We're going to put, a few acoustic guitar songs on. I mean, I think it would just be nice, get back to our roots. We used to play on the streets a lot when we were first starting, so it would just be nice to have some nice, short, fun acoustic songs on there.
Nice. And what inspired you to sort of go back to those roots? What made you think to pick up the acoustic guitar again?
Well, I think we went in a real reverb hole with electric and synths as well. I mean, we're going to have synths on the next record too, but we're just thinking if everything was a little more stripped back, it would definitely be a different approach, and I think that would be cool.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it already. And then so one of the tracks that's already been released, 2003, one of my sort of favorite singles that has come out in a while. So kudos on that for sure.
Thank you.
What was it about the year
thanks.
2003 that stood out for you, either as the muse or just sort of a cool title? What was it about 2003?
Little secret. That is the tuning on my little blue synth.
Oh.
Originally it was a working title, so I'd remember to tune it as 2003, but then we started thinking, what even happened in 2003. It was like almost so long ago that I really don't remember. But then I think that we might have met that year, Rebecca and I.
Oh, really?
I can't quite remember, but I think it was right around then.
Huh.
That's significant.
I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, especially in the context of the band. I mean, there is no And the Kids if there is no 2003. So
Yeah.
if you had to write, or if you both had to write a song called 2017, or maybe if you could write 2018 and you get to decide what it is, what would that song look like?
Probably be cymbals all backwards. Yeah, recorded and then just put backwards. No, I don't know.
Cymbals recorded and put backwards.
What do you think, Rebecca?
I don't know. 2017. Well, fun fact, 18's my lucky number,
Oh, okay.
and
So
sometimes
let's just skip right ahead to that.
and 17 is I sometimes call my unlucky number.
Mhm.
So maybe 2017 would be like a sad song. Maybe some twinkly stuff.
We're just thinking about tones. We're not even
Yeah.
thinking
Thinking
about
about
the
tones.
actual song.
The tones and reverb
the
interview.
tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what will you be wishing, since if it's your lucky year, you must have a wish for 2018. What's going to be the wish for 2018?
I just hope to have a good time. You know, I hope that nothing bad happens.
That's a good place to start. Nothing bad happens is it's what we're always aiming for. Up there's little dog. Yeah, he agrees. See, there you go. And then so you guys are out on a headlining tour right now. How has that been to sort of come back and dust off some of these songs and get out and start playing on the road again?
It's been so good. This is like we just took a break for like writing, and it's the longest we've been off the road in a long time. So it's very nice to be back touring.
True.
And you guys playing a lot of the new songs now, or are you sort of sticking to the old stuff?
We're playing a couple new ones.
Yeah, we're playing a few. We're playing a few new ones, and it depends on the show. If we have more time, we'll play
Yeah.
more. And as time goes on, like later on this tour, we have like a week off, so we're gonna practice in guitar centers for like a whole week, and then hopefully play a bunch more new ones.
Practice in guitar centers. That sounds strangely like rehearse. Like that's like a
Yeah.
common occurrence.
No, we've never done it, but we did see that they have practice spaces, so we're gonna
Oh,
try
really?
that out.
Oh, nice. Well, when you guys are going to try out a song for the first time or play a new song, what's the biggest fear that sort of goes through your head before you take it to the stage for that first performance?
I think probably my biggest fear always on stage is starting in the wrong key. Like there's no coming back from that. You have to stop the song.
Really?
Unless everybody is Jimi Hendrix. Like, unless everybody just can look at each other and just know what the other person is playing in. And, it's just, yeah, I don't know.
For me, I've added like a lot of pads and samples and MIDI. So my biggest fear is that I'll just hit the wrong pad and it'll just play something bizarre.
I guess another fear is that, it's your first time playing out this new song. A fear is that people just won't understand it. It won't translate. People won't get it. They'll be like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the designated time to go to the bathroom was one of the jokes that I heard. Is like,
Really? I've never heard that.
yeah,
New
like
song?
if you're
That's
at,
so sad.
well, like I mean, if you're at like a Bruce Springsteen show, and I guess he has those 3.5 hour sets, and he's like, I want to play a couple new ones. Some
You're
people are like, I'm gonna go get a beer and come
Oh,
back for
yeah,
Born to
yeah.
Run, but
Yeah.
you know,
I guess I could see that.
but I always like hearing the new stuff. That's one of my favorite parts of a show. And then so I was reading a post that you guys had on Facebook last night about some of the difficulties that you've encountered trying to get one of your Canadian bandmates into the country. This has been happening for what seems like so long.
Yeah, I
because
didn't think Becca even saw that post that I put up.
Yeah, no, sorry about that.
No,
my
this is-
apologies.
That's so funny.
But it was a very nice post. But I remember when I saw y'all in January, it was sort of a similar situation. So how have you guys been going through that, and how is that affecting the recording process at all, or is it just kind of a touring thing?
It's really, it's definitely like, I think maybe the only thing is it's slowed us down a little bit because when we're off tour, when we're just practicing for tour, we're practicing for tour, but we can't. There's no, okay, let's jam out this song as well, because we'd have to go all the way up to Canada to do that as well. So there's been like designation of time and different practices are for different things. And it used to be a little more all together. But so now it's just like a little slower, but she's still in the process of everything, you know. But it's just the U.S. touring that's that she's not involved in.
Wah, wah.
Womp.
I know, seriously. I felt so bad bringing that up because it's such a downer, but I feel like it's an important thing to address too, just because it's just so every time you guys you tell the story from stage, sometimes just like fuck, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what it's like being in the band. But turning this around and bringing it back to happy, if y'all could cover an album and take one album, make it your own, what album would you want to cover and release as an And the Kids record?
Rumors.
Oh my! I've been obsessed with that record recently. I've listened to it like 3 times.
It's just probably one of the best records ever. I mean, it just is. It's got everything. Sorry.
Maybe Rehearsing My Choir by the Fiery Furnaces.
That could be cool too.
That'd be really weird.
Juxtaposed with Rumors.
Yeah.
No, I was going through some of the different things, and even like the outtakes from that, like Silver Springs was one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac songs, and like the fact that there was no place for that song on that album, even though it was like
So
written at the
funny.
same time, is like it baffles me every time. But y'all do so many of these interviews, which as a journalist I'm appreciative of. I can't speak today. What do you wish that us journalists would ask you about more often when you have the chance to sit down and chat?
There's this song that I wish everybody would talk to me about because I put 3 modulations in it and nobody even cares. But nobody's ever said that.
Which song?
No, it's
Creeper.
Creeper.
Creeper? Okay, all right. I'll go back. I'll give it another listen, I promise.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just like, you know when you just like, sometimes you just pour your heart into a song and it's just like, there's no reason to.
Mhm. Yeah.
The simple songs have like so much, you know, there's like, I don't know. Every
We
song
tried to
has a-
be Beyonce with. Beyonce has an amazing that song 7. What is it? How many modulations?
Oh my
is it?
God, it's so good. Yeah, I forget. It's so good.
Them doing my love on top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That one is
Yeah, Love Is
insane.
Love.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's such a road trip song, too.
Yeah, right.
But next time we'll do like a song exploder on Creeper. How about
Yeah,
that?
that
All
would be
right.
cool. That'd be
Okay.
cool.
I promise. But I know y'all have
And
it.
Penny's Rice too. Wait, what am I? All those sad songs.
Penny's Rice, Creeper. I'll get a list
We
beforehand.
want to make a Penny's Rice hotline.
A
for
Penny's
people
Rice
just
hotline.
to talk to us about Penny's Rice.
Exactly. People could leave voicemails, texts.
Yeah.
It would be a good one. I know you guys have a lot to do, making the costumes, sound checking, playing a show, so I'm going to leave you with this. Who are y'all listening to right now? Who are some of the artists that have your ear?
I've been listening to a lot of the PJ Harvey Let England Shake right now.
That old thing. No, I know. I love that album is just insane. I just can't even believe that.
Last song on the album, one of the saddest songs ever.
Biggest influence.
They always save the sad songs for the end. I don't know what it is. Well, I think Little Dog has spoken. It's time for us to wrap it up. If you're not listening to And the Kids,
Thanks
I
so
don't
much
know what you're
having us.
waiting for. Thank you both, Hannah and Rebecca, for taking the time today.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Thank you.